Hello everybody, welcome back to our HTML series. Picking up right where we sort of left off, we're going to be talking about different tags and HTML tags and attributes and sort of all of that jumble stuff that you usually don't think about. I know there's a lot of people out there that are probably thinking right now, dude, I don't know anything you're talking about. Well, that's life. But what we've got is there's, on the site that I'm on right now, w3schools.com. It's very useful for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, PHP, jQuery, which is Java query or JavaScripting with querying, so pinging. XML, ASP.NET, which is more of if you had a Windows Server 2008 or something like that, that's running its own version of internet browse or internet sites. You can use that, and then there's a bunch more. So what we're going to do is we're going to go take a look at some of the elements. These are going to be a lot of sort of what you use in your HTML code, what you're going to do, what each one's going to do. So as you see, like I was talking last time, you've got the p tag, which is a paragraph. You got ahref default.html. It's a link. This is how you write a link. So if you want to say you want to put a link in for your well, here I'll show you. In your HTML code, say you've got your navigation bar. You want to put a page in for the home page, another page for something else. You do a href equals double quotes home.html or index.html or whatever it is, .html, htm, php, whatever it is you're doing, whatever the page is scripted in, you put that here. So then when you click on it, it would take you to that site or that part of the site. A lot of that you want to be sort of in the same area. You want to put all of those into the same folder for the most part. And then you've got your BR tag, which is basically a space. It adds a space in it. So we're going to come down here, we're going to look through all this. This is my first paragraph. This is my first paragraph inside the body. The HTML element, as you can see right here. So now it's inside of an HTML tag. So now it's going to look like an HTML page, sort of. It's just going to have this right at the top. So now with this isn't going to work. It's not going to do anything. You need the end tags. Some elements will work correctly, even if you forget the end tags. Some will. But you want to try to close them. But like I was saying, with the BR tag is an empty element without a closing tag, so you don't have to put you don't have to do a closing tag on it. So instead of doing like this, P, and then having to close it like that, with the BR tag you can just go BR and there you go. Now you have your BR tag. It doesn't really need to be closed or with anything. And it's just it defines a line break is what it is. So now we're going to go to the next chapter here. We're going to go to the attributes. So in the attributes, this is where you get more of the information of it. So as you can see, there's the class attribute, the ID attribute, a style attribute, which is inline CSS, and then the title attribute. So that's what we were showing with these at the top. That's the title attribute. Let's go to the headings. This is where you've got your headings. So you got H1, H2, and H3 headings. They're all going to be different sizes. They go from headings are defined with the H1 to H6 tags, so they're going to be different. Like from what they're saying, H1 defines the most important heading, H6 defines the least important heading. Browsers automatically add some empty space, a margin before and after each heading. So that's where if you want to get rid of some of that margin space, you're going to go in to your Cascade style sheet and say margin 0 or something like that. Use HTML headings for headings only. So if you're using, only for headings, don't use headings to make text big or bold. Use actual styles or different things like that for that. You get your p tags. So the HR tag creates a horizontal line in an HTML page. HR element can be used to separate content. So as you see, this is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. It's going to be separated by these HRs. So we're going to come down here. Like I said last time, you've got this one right here. That defines a comment, which is really useful for getting rid of something on your site. So say you have, outdated information, but you don't have the correct information yet. Comment it out, and then nobody will see it until you go into the code and rewrite it. HR again defines a horizontal line. And actually, let's go test that really quickly here. We'll put it right here. Oops. I don't think I need to close it. I don't think. Yeah, this one you don't need to close the HR tag because it's very nice at it. I'll run that. Go to the website here. That and that. So now as you see, there's that nice line right there. If we were to right click on it, inspect element, it's going to open that. It's under this one. No, it should be this one. It should be right in here somewhere. I just don't remember where it is. But you can find it in here. So there it is, right there. So let's see if we can find that again. So let's see if we can find it. Whoops, wrong one. We want that one. Oh, there it is. Right there. And that's defining that line that goes right across the screen there. Where is it? There it is. See? It actually looks pretty cool. But we're going to get rid of that because I don't need it at this point. And then if you delete it, you can go back and look at it. There's that. And it's gone. See? So that's pretty cool. You got your body tag, defines the document's body, and then you've got the HTML headings, and then the HTML document itself. So let's go on to the next one. We're going to do paragraphs. Paragraphs are the next one here. So you can do multiple things. This is a paragraph and this is a paragraph. Paragraphs are defined with the p tag. You want to be sure to end them. They will, sometimes they may work, sometimes they may not. It's hard to say. But you use the BR tag if you want a line break of a new line without starting a new paragraph. That's how you can do that. Pretty useful for when you want, if you want to split up your paragraphs into different things. Then you've got formatting. So you've got bold text, italicized, computer output, and then subscript and superscript. Those can all be done with different tags. So you got HTML text formatting tags. You got the B, which is bold text, EM emphasizing it. You've got I, which is defines bar of text in alternate voice or mood. So that would be the italicized. You've got small text for smaller text. So if you want something to be small but yet not small, use small. Strong, if you want something to pop out, be strong. Use that one. There's multiple tags you can use for formatting. You can highlight it, delete it, insert text, subscript, superscript, and then you've got computer output tags. So it defines computer code text, defines keyboard text, sample computer code, variable codes, and pre-formatted text. It's pretty cool. I haven't used it yet. And then you've got citations, quotes, and definition tags. So if you want abbreviation or acronym, wow, acronym, jeez, show how well I can spell. But you use this tag, ABBR. You've got address, which defines the information for an author or owner of a document. The text direction, so BDO, defines the text direction. Block quotes, which is a section on your page that is basically holding a quote from, say, a book or something that you define. And then you got your citations, title of work, different things like that. You can do inline quotes too. That's those ones. Now if we're going to go to HTML comments. This is where it would show if you want to comment something out. So, say you want to do a paragraph comment. So you've got, this is a comment up here, paragraph. Remember to add more information here. So you can really change it however you want. Alright, so moving on from the paragraph tags, we're going into HTML links. So you can link things in HTML. Now, it's sort of the same way as doing, adding a page or adding a URL for your links or navigations. Or doing a picture. It's a href URL, and then you put the URL in there, and then you can put the link text. So if you want to say something, which most people do, they put it right there. And then that will be highlighted in blue. So just like this. And then it will turn white if you set to do that. So that's how you do links for the most part. You can do tips and different things. You can do many different things. You can create an ID where it pulls from a different link and then it goes to that link. It's pretty cool how you can do it. So we're going to go into the header now. Now with the header, what we got is we get many different things. Following tags can be added to the head section: title, style, meta, link, script, non-script, and base. I haven't used base yet. I haven't used non-script. Well, I have used non-script, but I haven't used base yet. But I might someday. But what you do with this, see, that's the base. So that's like the target location for certain things. But what you can do is you can create an HTML title, like I said. You've got the links for different things, so you can link to an outside source of a style sheet. You can do inline styles, like that. You can do meta tags for different things, like Google meta tags and stuff like that. Some of the examples are meta name keywords. You can do keywords with it. You can do descriptions, the author, and then HTTP equivalent of refreshing, which will automatically refresh the page for you. And these are the different tags that you have. The base tag defines a default address to a default target for all links on a page. So say you want every link to go to a different page, because say you create a page for doing something. Well, you can create a separate link with that base link of what it's calling from. So if you go, one site is, one URL is for one part of the page, but then you have a different URL, but they're not in the same server, you can link it with that. It's more of an easier way of doing it. CSS, I'm not really going to talk too much about this because it gets really into the nitty-gritty detail of it, but you can do a lot of really cool stuff with it. It allows you to do stuff like this. Let's go look at images. So in here we can do images. Image, and then the source, src, and then the URL. You can either do a local URL or a website URL. And then the alternate, you always have to have alt in there. And then usually you put the name of the picture or something like that. Some browsers are older and they can't use the URL name for it. So they have to have the alternate name for it. It's just the way they pull the data for it. Also, you want to do the width and the height of it, because that'll give it more information to use. It'll better describe it. So there's that. You can also create tables inside of HTML, just like this. So you can create multiple things with it. You can do many different things with tables. You have lists, which is what I have. I have an unordered list, which I have lists inside of it. So ordered list is going to look like this. An unordered list is going to be like this. Now within the unordered list, you have to use li for the list. Now it will create it. We have HTML blocks. So these are multiple things that you can use. The div block or the span block. So div defines a section in a document block level, and then the span tag defines a section in a document in line. So in a certain line you may want something to be different, but in the whole block you want that to be different also. So that's what you would use that for. We have the layouts, which is sort of the same as formatting, but a little bit different. This is a lot of it. And it looks like this for the most part. So this looks like this. Come down here, this one looks like this also. But as you can see, it's moved. They moved the navigation link. You can also do that with div and span. You got HTML forms. You can create many forms in here, so you can create, say you want somebody to sign up for, you want to subscribe to a newsletter. You got your first name, last name. You could do a login with passwords, radio buttons, which you can do. Are you a male, female, blah blah blah. Do you have bike or car? I don't know what the difference is between those. Probably nothing. Ha 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 ha. Do you want to subscribe to our weekly newsletter? Do you want to subscribe to our, monthly newsletter, whatever it is? And then the username, or you could do emails. These are the tags for it. If it has a 5 like this right next to it like that, that is only going to work in HTML5. They just added that to the HTML5 script codes, which is pretty nice. Makes it easier to do things. Now we've got iframes. Iframes are really nice. For me, they are a little bit slow loading, but that's mostly because of the way the page is. You can see this is an iframe. It's basically stuff inside of a site, inside of a frame. So you do iframe source URL and then put the name of it. And this is how you do it. You can remove the border, target for link, stuff like this. It's pretty cool. They define it as a inline frame, which it is. It's an iframe, inline frame. They're used to display web pages within a web page. So you got a web page and a web page. Makes it pretty cool. It's website inception. And then you get into color codes. Now with color codes, we'll talk more about this in a later video, but you really have to know what you're doing. You could do hex code, you could actually do written code, but I wouldn't do written because sometimes it doesn't work. Hex code, or you can actually do RGB, red, green, blue codes. So that'll tell for, say, black, you've got 000. For all white, 255, 255, 255. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. And then you've also got the different shades of it. Down at the bottom here, we've got web safe colors. These are colors that most web browsers should be able to use or show you. That's what those are. But I would suggest if you're doing color codes, use hex. It will make it easier. And with a lot of these, you can actually sort of cheat a little bit. So you see this one here. You got, what's that? 6 zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could just do 3 zeros, and it'll still look the same. It's pretty cool. But like this one, you can go F0 and the 0 be red, or 0F0 green, 00F blue, FF0 be yellow. So you can really make it easier on them, but you have to have doubles. So you can't have 0, 1 and stuff like that. Or you could do HTML color names, like this. But with these, you really have to use sort of the exact name of the color that you want to use. You can also mix them on here or shade them on the site. And I will put the site in the description for you guys to use. And then you got color values for hex code. I'm not going to go through that list because it's very long. And then we've got HTML JavaScript, which is basically script inside of HTML. Now a lot of this you can do a lot of really cool things with this. And I'll pull up one of them here. One of them here that you can do is a status code. It's like this one is all status inside of a HTML header. So all of this is HTML except for this whole line of code here. This whole line of code, what it is doing, and I had to go in and fix a lot of it because it didn't really turn out too well. But what it was doing is it was calling for, is this server online or is it offline? If it's offline, show this color. If it's online, do this color. And then you've got all your different servers that pings. And then, of course, just so you know, you can easily figure it out, you've got the actual google.com site. And that's just to show, is Google on or not, compared to all of ours. What is running, what's not. So that's pretty cool. That was an easy thing to code too. It's not that hard. So, next up we've got, let's see here, HTML scripts. So that's JavaScript for the most part. And then you've got entities, symbols, characters, or char sets, and URL encode and XHTML. I don't really use XHTML. I haven't really used it yet. There's a lot of different formatting in there that I haven't really used. But with HTML5, we're going to look at some of the new stuff that they added to it. We're going to go look at the list of different tags that they have. So we're going to go look at the new elements here. In HTML5, they've added a lot of new stuff. So you can do graphic drawings using this code, Canvas, using JavaScript. You can do media elements, so if you wanted to do sound or music content, audio. If you want to do a video or movie, video. If you want to do a source, define the source for video and audio audio source. Most of the time you'll use a lot of these with this, in conjunction with each other. So if you want a video, you'll do the video tag, the source tag also inside of the video tag to call where that is coming from. New form elements, data list, predefined options for input controls, defines key pair generators field for forms, and then you've got your outputs for calculations. And then there's just a whole bunch more that you can add to it. You can actually do Ruby annotations for East Asian typographs, which I really don't know what that means yet. And I have yet to figure it out, and I'm probably not going to. But most likely in the next video, we're probably going to work on doing some HTML5 coding with some of these different media elements. We also may do some form elements, and we'll see where we can go with that. We might build a maybe like a video site where you have all the different video links going to different places, but that's for another video in our day. So if you're liking the videos, if you're liking the series, please hit like. If you want to see more of them, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or you want me to look at a code that you have that isn't working, or something like that, please put it in the comment below. Tell me what you need me to look at, or if you have the code that you want me to look at, please paste it in there too. I'll be sure to put a lot of information in about all the different sites, all the different software, all the different things that you can use. And I'll see you guys in the next video, where we'll be working on media elements and we'll be doing some form buildings. So you guys have a good day. We'll see you in the next video.